Collectors, welcome to JH586. I'm Jamie. I'm doing a video on my Hornady Camlock brass trimmer. The way I've always trimmed cases is with the Lee case length gauge and shell holder. Comes in a pack like this. To use this, you have to have the lock stud and cutter, which are these two things. And this goes in the drill, and the case holder screws up on that, and then this actually does the cutting. So, and it'll come in a pack just exactly like this. The case length gauge screws into the cutter like that. Unless you have a good friend that'll make you one of these, and then you can put your cutter into there. Lee also makes the wooden ball that you can buy and use the wooden ball. You gotta be careful not to cross thread this thing. We're going to use 30-06 cases because that's just what I happen to have. Then you take your case, sized case, cleaned and sized, put that in there, and then screw that all the way up on there. But you gotta be careful as you're turning it to make sure you keep that case in the center. Then you take your gauge, stick it in there, and you find the bottom, and then you just turn it off. And you'll be able to see the shavings come off, and you'll be able to feel when it stops cutting, and you know you're done. But we take our calipers and we measure this. Remember we said 2.474 to 2.494. 2.494 is the max length of your case. You've got to trim them when they get to that point. We're here to talk about the Hornady thing. So this is the way it comes. It comes with the handle like this, and it tells you to loosen these and get them to the center of the adjustments. And then you put your case in. This is one that we've just trimmed, so we'll use this one and put it in there. And the beauty of this is that you just cam lock it. But when you're doing this, if you read the instructions, it'll tell you make big major adjustments here. Loosen this, slide your rod in and out. But when you put your case in, put the case in the shell holder and push the pilot in. The pilot's in this is the pilot's in the center of the cutter. And it centers everything, squares everything up. Then you close your cam lock. And then you would take and turn this. Alright, now it's smoothed out and it's not cutting anymore. So we pull this out. I already had this adjusted, by the way. That's the reason I didn't show you. I could give that a good yank. Unlock your cam, take this off, and measure it. 2.488. So this one's still 4 thousandths longer than that one. So the problem I was having is you loosen this up and move it to where it's cutting down to where you want it to, you're getting variable lengths there. And I want them all the same length. So I made some adjustments on mine. This has a rubber washer inside there when it comes from the factory. And mine's still in there, but I'm thinking of taking this apart and putting a lock washer in there. I thought that if I got the power adjustment, the power connector thing, it would go better. So you can just unscrew this handle and take your power connector, power adapter, and this is about 24 bucks. Some of you ingenious guys who have lathes and stuff, can y'all see that? You can see it's just a 1/4 inch, and it's threaded on that end to go up on this little knob. So you just screw that up on there. Well, as I was getting variable lengths when I was trimming, I thought, man, what's going on here? Then I found out if I was pushing too hard one way or the other, this was coming up and contacting this. And the same thing was happening with my handle. It was causing, if I was trying to make the case get shorter by pushing in there harder, actually what I was doing is causing this to bind up. This was backing out, and it was making the case longer instead of shorter. So I come up with the idea, if I took this off and put me a washer right here, it would limit how far up on there this could go, because if you don't have this washer, this will screw all the way up on there to where it comes in contact with your back adjustment, and it'll really start throwing you into fits. But if you, even if you don't have the power connector, go ahead and find you a washer and put it right there, so that this handle, which it'll do the same thing. And as you pushing and turning, it's going to grab these and mess up your adjustments. So I found that it's much more consistent if you'll just get you a washer and put right there. You get your electric screwdriver. This is a drill. This is a screwdriver. Big difference. So you don't want to use this on this. If you do, be very, very careful. So I just taken, this one works, you pull it out, slide that up on there, and it'll kind of hold it there. So you pull this back, we'll take our next case, put it in the shell holder, slide the pilot forward, then lock our cam, and then we just trim brass. So let's measure this one and see what it's at. Alright, that one's at 2.483. Now these are PPU brass. So let's try another one. .483. It's amazing how consistent it can be once you do a few things. So yeah, let's go ahead and trim these rest of these up just to make sure. Okay, we got to do this first. Close your cam. And again, 2.483. You get this to this point, you're not done yet. You got to have a tool like this. You got to camphor and deburr it. So I always start doing the outside, and when I got a bunch of them, I'll actually put this in the drill and just really go at it. And it don't take much. All you're doing is knocking the edge off. Then you do the inside. Then once you get that done, you got a brush. Take your brush and clean all those brass shavings out of there. And that piece is done. So that's basically how I trim brass. And people, especially a couple of new guys lately, have asked me, how do you know when to trim your brass? You have to keep an eye on your length of your brass, and once you get out to 4.494 is your max, you get there or longer, you definitely got to trim it back, because you don't want to get to the point where your bullet and the brass are pinched into the rifling together. That could blow your gun up. But this is getting way too long, and I need to get off here. I wanted to make this for Big Al. He just got this trimmer, and I hope this helped. All you guys that are just getting started out, I really hope this helped some. I just hope it didn't confuse you. Big Al, get feeling better, buddy. We're all praying for you, pulling for you. You can find me on Slack if I can help you in any way. Bunch of guys are there. Check us out on the Reloaders Network. Fellas, again, thank you for watching my video. and I hope God blesses you all real good. And I'll see you Friday night, if not before. Bye, guys. Thank you.